definition of normal or Gaussian distribution. So a random variable x is called a normal or Gaussian random variable if fx of x, which is a PDF, is given by fx of x equals 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma into e power minus x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square. So therefore, where sigma is the variance, sigma square is the variance, whereas mu is the mean. Now this is one of the popular Gaussian the distribution for a random variable that we normally see, because in most of the communication background, when we want to find out the probability of error or for any modulation techniques we assume additive white Gaussian noise model, where when we are working for a probability of error for this additive white Gaussian noise model, we normally go with the Gaussian distribution function. Okay, so anyway, for a Gaussian distribution function, the probability density function is normally given as fx of x equals 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma e power minus of x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square. So if you try to see the cumulative distribution function for the same Gaussian distribution, fx of x would be equal to 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma integration of minus infinity to x e power minus zeta minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square into t zeta d zeta. So zeta is again it's a part of random variable only. Instead of x we have written zeta here. Okay, because now the random variable x will not vary from 0 to infinity, it varies from minus infinity to some dummy variable x. So therefore I would say, if you solve this further by substituting zeta minus mu as x and so on, you will be getting 1 over square root of 2 pi integration of minus infinity x minus mu by sigma into e power minus sigma square by 2 t zeta. Sorry, not sigma, zeta. Okay, zeta square by 2 into d zeta. Anyway, we are not concerned with the derivations of PDF and CDF here. Our concern is more on mean and variance of the Gaussian distribution. So therefore we will be allowed to know what are the formulas used for probability density function and cumulative distribution function for a Gaussian distribution. Okay, now this would be the two curves that you see. This is a PDF curve, and whereas this is the CDF curve, where the maximum value peak of the PDF will always be this constant 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma. Okay, whereas it starts from negative value and it decreases to positive, and you get a positive peak which is 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma. Okay, so the mean or the random variable where you get that particular positive peak is what the mean value that we normally consider. Now if you see the cumulative distribution function, this would be the curve for cumulative distribution function, which for a, if you keep on increasing the random variable x, you see that it reaches to 1. It reaches to 1. Whereas you take a curve at 0.5 which meets this curve point and draw a vertical line which meets the x-axis where the random variable variation will happen, that value what you get in x-axis will be equal to your mean value. So what is mean here? Mean is nothing but E of x is equal to mu, whereas variance is equal to variance square. So this mu and variance derivation, we will see how we get E of x to be equal to mu and how we get the variance to be equal to sigma square. Okay, so this is all about the definition of the Gaussian distribution or a normal. So it is also called as normal distribution. Okay, so as I said you, this is a very popular distribution which you people should learn, because this distribution or this Gaussian model we normally use it in additive white Gaussian noise channel model. I think this you will recall when you people work on modulation techniques in digital communication or analog communication. Okay, we will see now what is the mean and variance derivations for this normal or Gaussian distribution. It's clear to you where we have written PDF f. So let us recall that PDF which is probability density function for a Gaussian distribution, where fx of x is given to be equal to integration of minus infinity to plus infinity x square, I think not integration, fx of x, I have directly started off writing mean here. So fx of x is what? 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma into e power minus of x minus mu the whole square by 2 zeta square, sigma square dx. Okay. So this is what dx is not, this is what fx of x for. Okay, let us look into the mean and variance of Gaussian distribution. So to learn the mean and variance of Gaussian distribution, first we need to look into the PDF, probability density function of the Gaussian distribution, which is given by fx of x equals 1 over square root of 2 pi sigma into e power minus of x minus mu the whole square into 2 divided by 2 sigma square. Okay. Now when I want to find out the mean, we all know that mean equals e of x equals integration of minus infinity to plus infinity x into fx of x dx, which is equal to, now this value of fx of x is, I hope if you see the curve which I showed you earlier, it goes like this and it tends to x. So the curve tends from minus infinity to plus infinity, therefore the limits remains to be minus infinity to plus infinity. So therefore minus infinity to plus infinity x into 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma into e power minus of x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square dx. So which is equal to 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma will be the constant which I take it outside, where I will now write minus infinity to plus infinity x into e power minus of x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square into dx. Now my job should be simpler, so further it is simple mathematics which we normally use. So what I do is I'll just replace x with x minus mu plus mu. Okay, mu gets cancelled, therefore I'll replace x with x minus mu plus mu, therefore x minus mu would be equal to x minus mu plus mu minus mu. So therefore it remains to be x minus mu only. Okay, so x minus mu remains to be x minus mu even though you substitute x as x minus mu plus mu. Okay, so therefore I would write 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma into minus infinity to plus infinity integration. So x is x minus mu plus mu into e power minus of x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square dx. Now what I'll do is I'll split up this integral term. I'll take x minus mu separate and plus mu separately, where if I split, what will I get? 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma into minus infinity to plus infinity x minus mu into e power minus of x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square dx plus integration of minus infinity to plus infinity mu into e power minus x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square dx. So I can just split this into two different terms, x minus mu multiplied by this plus mu multiplied by this, and both expressions we will apply the integral. Now I'll just take this term, where I'll substitute x minus mu to be equal to x minus mu the whole square to be equal to t. So if I do that, you see that 2 into x minus mu, I hope we will differentiate this, 2 into x minus mu dx equals dt. Therefore x minus mu into dx would be equal to dt by 2. dt by 2. So as x tends to infinity, t will also tends to infinity. As x tends to minus infinity, t also tends to infinity, because it is whole square is there. So when you take minus infinity the whole square, you get plus infinity only. Anyway, so therefore I'll write this expression to be equal to 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma infinity to infinity. So e power minus t by 2 sigma square into dt by 2, so I will just take 1 by 2 here, plus integration of minus infinity to plus infinity mu into e power minus of x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square dx. So this is the term. Now here if you see, even though you try to find out the integration of this, anyway I will try to do that. So 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma into 1 by 2 into e power minus t by 2 sigma square divided by minus 1 by 2 sigma square with the limit infinity to infinity plus integration of minus infinity to plus infinity mu into e power minus x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square dx. Now here if you apply the limits infinity and infinity, as we all know that e power minus infinity is 0, 0 multiplied by anything is 0, therefore this complete term will become 0. This complete term will become 0. Therefore, we are left out with 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma into integration of minus infinity to plus infinity mu into e power minus x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square dx. So I'll just write this in a different way. I'll take mu outside, and I'll put this term inside the integral part, 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma into e power minus of x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square dx. Now if you carefully see, what is this? This term, what is this? That is nothing but, I think in the fx of x definition, if you see, 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma into e power minus x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square is nothing but fx of x. Therefore, this becomes mu into integration of minus infinity to plus infinity fx of x dx. So I hope the properties of probability density function, if you remember, this integration of minus infinity to plus infinity fx of dx is the probability density function area, curve area, which tends to be equal to unity. Therefore, this complete term, this term will be equal to 1. Therefore, this will be equal to mu into 1. Therefore, the mean or E of x for a Gaussian distribution is always equal to mu. This is the derivation, and this would be the mean value that we get for the Gaussian distribution. Okay, now what we do is we will go on finding out the variance. Okay, variance of the Gaussian distribution. Let us see the variance of Gaussian distribution. So we know that variance sigma square equals E of x square minus E of x the whole square, right? E of x square minus E of x the whole square. Now what is E of x square? E of x square is nothing but integration of minus infinity to plus infinity x square into fx of x dx. Okay. Now we all know about fx of x, so substitute fx of x. So it is minus infinity to plus infinity x square into 1 over square root of 2 pi sigma into e power minus of x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square into dx. Now the problem of finding out the variance in this way becomes much complicated because of the term x square here, not x. Okay, when we add x, we found what is the mean, but when we have x square, the way to find out the variance becomes very difficult. So what we do is we try to take the variance formula
in a different way. I hope you all know that. While deriving the variance in the beginning for the continuous random variable, we have saw that variance is nothing but E of x minus mu the whole square. Right? E of x minus mu the whole square. So expectation of x minus mu the whole square. So therefore this can be written as integration of minus infinity to plus infinity x minus mu the whole square into fx of x dx. So the variance can be written as in this way, because we know that the variance is equal to expectation of x minus mu the whole square. If you remember, I think if you watch the video where the variance of continuous random variable which we have derived, we have extended this x minus mu the whole square as x square plus mu square minus 2x mu, and then we try to find out the expectation of all three terms, and then we end up in getting this expression where E of x square minus E of x the whole square. This is what we get. But instead of doing that way, instead of finding out the second moment and all, we will try to take x minus mu the whole square into fx of x dx. This is as good as writing the expectation equation in terms of PDF function. So therefore this would be equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x minus mu the whole square into 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma e power minus of x minus mu the whole square by 2 sigma square into dx into dx term we get. Now what I'll do, I'll try to take x minus mu by sigma equals t. Therefore x minus mu would be equal to t into sigma. So what will I get is dx equals dt into sigma. When x tends to infinity, t tends to plus infinity, x tends to minus infinity, t also tends to minus infinity. Therefore the further solution would be 1 over square root of 2 pi into sigma into integration of minus infinity to plus infinity x minus mu the whole square, which is t square into sigma square into e power minus t square by 2 into dx is dt into sigma, so dt into sigma. Now I'll say it is 1 over square root of, so this sigma square into sigma, I'll take it sigma cube outside, square root of 2 pi into sigma integration of minus infinity to plus infinity t square e power minus t square by 2 dt. Okay, so this is t square integration of e power minus t square by 2 dt. Now sigma gets cancelled, so therefore this becomes sigma square. Therefore I can write this as sigma square by square root of 2 pi integration of minus infinity to plus infinity t square e power minus t square by 2 dt. Now if you carefully see this expression, this term whatever we have t square and this t square, we call this as even function. It's not an odd function because both the place we have t square and t square, so therefore this function would be called as even function. So such even function can be written as sigma square by square root of 2 pi into 2 times integration of 0 to infinity t square e power minus t square by 2 dt. So we can write in this way. Okay, we can write this integration of minus infinity to plus infinity t square e power minus t square by 2 dt, which is an even function, can be written as 2 times integration of 0 to infinity t square e power minus t square by 2 dt. So which is equal to, now anyway I think we will now substitute t square. Okay, we'll say t square equals some y. Okay, I'll say t square equals some y. So what will I get? 2t equals dt equals dy. Similarly dt equals dy by 2t. Okay, Now as t tends to 0, y also tends to 0, t tends to infinity, y will also tends to infinity. So therefore, what will I do here is, this would be equal to sigma square by square root of 2 pi into 2 into integration of 0 to infinity t square is y e power minus y by 2 into dt is dy by 2 times t, dy by 2 times t. Instead of putting t square as just y, I'll say t square by 2 equals y. That would be the best answer. I think we can do that. So t square by 2 as some y, if I take like that. So what will I get? So I'll get, if I take t square by 2 equals y, I'll substitute t square by 2 as y. Therefore, t square equals 2 times y. Therefore, 2t dt equals, what do you say, 2 times dy. Okay. Therefore, t dt equals dy, where dt equals dy by t. So we get that. Okay. So therefore, sigma square by square root of 2 pi into 2, so I'll just write it down, which is equal to sigma square by square root of 2 pi into 2 integration of 0 to infinity, as t tends to 0, y tends to 0, t tends to infinity, y tends to infinity. So 2y square, so which is 4y square into e power minus y. So y square by 2 is minus y, and dt is dy by t, function that we get. But t is what? What is t? T can be written as square root of 2 times y. Therefore, I will replace that as square root of 2 times y here. So this is equal to sigma square into 2 is 4 divided by square root of 2 into square root of 2 is 2 square root of pi into 0 to infinity y into e power minus y dy by y. So therefore, which is equal to 2 sigma square by root pi into integration of 0 to infinity y to the power of, so this is root y, sorry, 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 over 2, because y is y to the power of 1, root y, 1 minus 1 by 2 is y to the power of 1 by 2, e power minus y dy. Now here, if I find out the solution for this integral, then we can easily find out what is the variance of Gaussian distribution. Therefore, this, if you see, we can compare that integration term with the gamma function. So we know in mathematics gamma function, where gamma of n equals integration of 0 to infinity e power minus x into x to the power of n minus 1 dx. Now somehow, if this y to the power of half, if I can write in terms of y to the power of n minus 1, I can somehow say this gamma function for that integration term. So therefore, this is equal to 2 sigma square by square root of pi into integration of 0 to infinity, I will say e power minus y into y to the power of 3 by 2 minus 1, because 3 by 2 minus 1 is nothing but half, into dy. Okay. So therefore, this would be equal to 2 into sigma square divided by square root of pi into gamma of n, which is gamma of n is nothing but here it is 3 by 2, gamma of 3 by 2. We also have another equation, gamma of n plus 1 equals n gamma n. Okay, gamma of n plus 1 equals n gamma n. So here I would say gamma of 3 by 2 can be written as 1 by 2 plus 1, right? 1 by 2 plus 1 is 3 by 2, which will be equal to 1 by 2 gamma 1 by 2. So this is nothing but gamma of sorry, this is gamma of 3 by 2 equals gamma of 1 by 2 plus 1, where 1 by 2 gamma 1 by 2 we can say. So therefore, it is 2 sigma square by square root of pi into gamma of 3 by 2 can be written as 1 by 2 gamma of 1 by 2. Now we have in mathematics gamma of 1 by 2 is equal to square root of pi. Okay. So here this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled. Therefore finally this is equal to sigma square by square root of pi into gamma of 1 by 2 is square root of pi. Therefore finally the variance of Gaussian random variable, the variance of Gaussian random variable or the variance of Gaussian distribution is equal to sigma square, because root pi gets cancelled. So this is the variance derivation for the Gaussian distribution function. I hope you are clear with the mean and variance and the definition that we have seen for Gaussian random distribution. Next we'll see what is Laplace distribution in terms of continuous random variable. Let us now look into the Laplace distribution and let us derive the mean and variance for the Laplace distribution. Mean and variance of Laplace distribution. Okay, so let us look into that now. So first we'll see what is Laplace distribution. So the definition is a random variable x, a random variable x is said to have a Laplace distribution, if its PDF, we need only PDF, so we'll bother about PDF only. If its PDF is given by fx of x equals 1 over 2 sigma into e power minus of x minus mu by sigma. Okay, where x tends to minus infinity to plus infinity. So this is the definition of the Laplace distribution, the probability density function of the Laplace distribution. If this is if this x of fx of s is been obtained, then we say that the Laplace transform, Laplace distribution, the random variable x is said to have a Laplace distribution. So instead of just x minus mu, we normally take the magnitude of that x minus mu, Okay. So before continuing with the mean and variance equations, we'll try to see what is integration of x square e power ax, which is very important, which we will try to apply in our derivations. So it is x square into e power ax by a minus 2 into x into e power ax by a square plus 2 into e power ax by a cube. Okay. Similarly, we will have integration of x into e power ax dx would be equal to x into e power ax by a minus e power ax by a square. So these two formulas is very important to know the mean and variation of I think this formula is used everywhere in all the distributions which we came across. So this formula we'll keep it in mind. Now we will see what is variance for Laplace distribution. We'll see what is the variance for Laplace distribution. Variance for Laplace distribution. So we know that the variance of Laplace the mean, first we see the mean and then we'll go for variance, So first we'll go with the mean for Laplace distribution and then we'll go for variance. So the mean for Laplace distribution, we all know that e of x normally given as integration of minus infinity to plus infinity f into fx of x dx. This is the normal formula we see for the mean. So I can say E of x would be equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x into fx of x is what? 1 over 2 times sigma. So you go and write this fx of x e power minus magnitude of x minus mu by sigma dx. So this is what the mean formula that we write. Now we will try to do some exercise now. Minus of x minus mu will come into picture, which is equal to minus x plus mu when x is greater than mu, whereas it is plus x minus mu when x is less than mu, right? So you get minus x plus mu because this is negative. So minus x plus mu, when this x minus mu is positive, you get minus x plus mu when x is greater than mu. When x is less than mu, you get this is negative. Therefore, negative of negative will become positive. Therefore, you get x minus mu to be equal to x less than mu. Okay. So therefore, I'll say E of x equals 1 over 2 sigma is the constant which I take it outside. Integration of minus infinity to plus infinity x into e power x minus mu by sigma into dx. Sorry, it is minus infinity to plus mu. Because when x is less than mu, you see that it is x minus mu. So I'll substitute x minus mu here, where when it is less than mu means it is minus infinity to mu, added with integration of mu to infinity, okay, where x is greater than mu. Therefore, I'll say x into e power minus x plus mu dx. Okay, so I am splitting the above magnitude term into two different terms, where instead of minus infinity to plus infinity, I'll take minus infinity to plus mu, where x minus mu you will get when x is less than mu, whereas plus mu to infinity is x greater than mu, which gets minus x plus mu. Okay, I think this is divided by sigma. Okay, so these are the two terms you got. Now what we will do, e of x would be equal to 1 over 2 sigma. Okay, 1 over 2 sigma e power, I'll take e power minus mu by sigma outside, e power minus mu by sigma outside. I'll be getting integration of minus infinity to mu x into e power x dx, x into e power x dx, e power x by sorry, sigma will come for even x also, sorry. So therefore x by sigma dx plus, again I'll take e power plus mu by sigma. If I take, I'll get integration of mu by infinity x into e power minus x by sigma dx. Okay, so this is what we get. So therefore, further, which is equal to 1 over 2 sigma into e power minus mu by sigma. So if you substitute this integration of x into e power ax term in this equation, what is that? X into e power ax by a minus e power ax by a square. If you substitute that, you will be getting x into e power x by sigma divided by 1 by sigma minus e power x by sigma divided by 1 by sigma the whole square, with the limit minus infinity to mu plus e power mu by sigma into x into e power minus x by sigma divided by minus 1 by sigma minus e power minus x by sigma divided by minus 1 by sigma the whole square. with the limit 0 to with the limit with the limit mu to infinity. So now what we do is we will expand this equation. So therefore what will I get? We'll see that now, which is equal to 1 over 2 sigma into e power minus mu by sigma into this is e power, is that e power minus sigma, mu by sigma? Yes, okay. E power minus mu by sigma into, so substitute x as mu, so I will be getting mu into sigma, because sigma will come to the top, e power mu by sigma, okay, e power mu by sigma minus e power minus infinity is 0. So if I substitute e power minus infinity for that, that becomes 0 anyway, minus sigma square into e power mu by sigma, okay, minus sigma square into e power minus mu by sigma. This is what the term you get. Again e power minus infinity, if you substitute, that will also become 0. Therefore you will get these two terms, plus e power mu by sigma into, now if you substitute infinity you get 0, therefore x into, which is mu into e power minus mu by sigma into sigma, so I will write sigma. So this negative becomes positive because mu is the second limit, so minus of minus becomes plus. Here again this minus 1 by sigma the whole square is nothing but 1 by sigma the whole square. This minus will again become plus, plus sigma square into e power minus mu by sigma. So this is what you get. Okay. Now next step. So what we will do? We will try to multiply this e power minus mu by sigma inside this term. So what we will get? So it is equal to 1 over 2 sigma into e power minus mu by sigma into e power plus mu by sigma, e power 0, which is equal to 1. Therefore you will be left out with mu into sigma, minus e power minus mu by sigma into e power mu by sigma, again e power 0, which is 1. So minus sigma square plus e power mu by sigma, e power minus mu by sigma, again it becomes 1. So sigma mu plus sigma square into e power mu by sigma into e power minus mu by sigma, again it is 1. So you will left out with sigma square. So therefore sigma square and sigma square gets cancelled. So therefore it is equal to 1 over 2 sigma into 2 times mu into sigma. So therefore sigma 2 and 2 gets cancelled. Therefore for a Laplace distribution the mean E of x is again equal to mu. I think even for Gaussian distribution you got the same. Even for the Laplace distribution you get the mean to be equal to mu. Okay, I hope you got this. Now let us go to the variance of the Laplace distribution, where we know that variance is equal to E of x square minus E of x the whole square, E of x the whole square. Therefore we should now find out what is E of x square is. So we know E of x square is integration of minus infinity to plus infinity x square into fx of x dx. So therefore that is equal to 1 over, so I'll just okay, I'll write minus infinity to plus infinity x square into 1 over 2 sigma into e power minus x minus mu by sigma into dx. Okay, so as usual I'll take 1 over 2 sigma constant outside. So I'll have integration of minus infinity to plus infinity x square into e power minus magnitude of x minus mu by sigma dx. Okay, now what we do, we will try to split this again into two terms like how we did earlier. So therefore this will be equal to 1 over 2 sigma into integration of minus infinity to mu x square into e power x minus mu dx, x minus mu by sigma dx, plus integration of mu to infinity x square into e power minus x plus mu by sigma into dx. Okay. Now we will substitute the equation x square into e power what do you say? No, before that we'll take the terms outside, constant terms. So what is that? 1 over 2 sigma. In this I'll take e power minus mu by sigma outside. So I'll be getting integration of minus infinity to mu x square into e power x by mu, x by sigma dx, plus e power mu by sigma I'll take outside. So I'll be left out with integration of mu to infinity x square into e power minus x by sigma dx. So now we should substitute the equation which I have written, integration of x square into ax. I'll just recall that here instead of going back. So integration of x square into e power ax dx is what? X square into e power ax by a minus 2x into e power ax by a square plus e power 2 into e power ax by a cube. This formula if we use for the above term, we will get 1 over 2 sigma into e power minus mu by sigma into x square into e power x by sigma divided by 1 over sigma minus 2 times x into e power x by sigma by 1 over sigma square plus 2 into e power x by sigma divided by 1 over sigma the whole cube with the limit minus infinity to mu. Okay. So this will be now added with e power mu by sigma into x square e power minus x by sigma divided by minus 1 by sigma minus 2x into e power minus x by sigma divided by minus 1 by sigma the whole square plus e power 2 into e power minus x by sigma divided by minus 1 by sigma whole cube with the limit minus infinity to mu. Okay, with the limit minus infinity to mu. So this is equal to 1 over 2 alpha 1 over 2 sigma into e power minus mu by sigma. Now you apply the limit. When you apply the limit, I will be getting mu square sigma into e power mu by sigma, right, into e power mu by sigma minus 2 mu into, because infinity I don't apply because for all e power minus infinity it is 0. I'll just apply mu for everything. So 2 mu into e power 2 mu into sigma square. I'll write sigma square into e power mu by sigma plus 2 sigma square into e power mu by sigma. This is one term that we get, and this will be added with e power mu by sigma into mu square e power minus mu by sigma. So I'll just as we are applying, sorry, I think I wrote this is mu to infinity, not minus infinity. This is mu to infinity. As mu is the second limit, this negative will become positive. So it is sigma into mu square into e power minus sigma. Now this minus 1 by sigma square is 1 by sigma square. So this negative will also become positive because it is a second limit. minus of mu, right? When you apply the limit for mu, it becomes negative of all these functions. So plus 2 into sigma square into mu into e power minus mu by sigma. So minus 1 by mu the whole cube is minus negative. Therefore, that will also become positive here. 2 into sigma cube into e power minus mu by sigma. I will not apply the limit infinity here because e power minus infinity is again 0. Therefore, I will apply only the limit mu for both the terms. So therefore, what we will be getting here is this is equal to 1 over 2 sigma into, you just multiply this e power minus mu by sigma to all these three terms. Therefore, this both gets cancelled and we are left out with mu square into sigma minus 2 mu into sigma square plus 2 sigma square. Again, you multiply this e power sigma mu by sigma to all this e power minus mu by sigma. You will be left out with sigma into mu square plus 2 sigma square into mu plus 2 into mu cube. Okay. So therefore, what do we get? I think I made some mistake. Yeah. See, this is sigma cube actually. I wrote sigma square. So this is sigma cube. So therefore, this term becomes sigma cube. Therefore, this term will become sigma cube. This term become sigma cube. So therefore, what is that we get here is, so if you see minus 2 mu sigma square plus 2 mu sigma square gets cancelled and we are left out with which is equal to 1 over 2 sigma into 2 times mu square sigma plus 4 times sigma cube. Okay, so which is equal to, when I take 2 sigma common, I will be getting mu square plus 2 sigma square. So this both gets cancelled. So I am left out with finally e of x square. This is e of x square. E of x square equals mu square plus 2 sigma square. Now variance is equal to e of x square minus e of x the whole square. Therefore, this will be equal to mu square plus 2 sigma square, and we know that e of x was equal to mu for Laplace distribution. Therefore, this becomes minus mu square. Therefore, the variance for Laplace distribution will be equal to 2 times mu square, because this mu square gets cancelled. So you will be left out with 2 times sigma square. So this is the solution for the Laplace distribution function, the mean and variance derivation for the Laplace distribution function. So I hope all the 4 different distribution functions which we have discussed for a continuous random variable is clear to you in these videos. Thank you.